doctor and I capitalize off of men. You guys are my biggest fans, even if you're haters. I made over $400,000 last year, and it is all because of you. So you guys want to keep clowning on sex work? Keep it up, because if you guys just came together as a whole, as men, we wouldn't be in business. We are profiting off of you. Thank you. Keep subscribing to our OnlyFans. Keep talking shit about sex workers, because we are making so much more money, and I'm about to be at fucking $1 million this year. So keep it up.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. Greetings. Before we step into today's video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons. We're a new channel and we're trying to grow. On today, we're going to look into the imbalance in the dating market. We have a simp epidemic, and we need to coin a phrase by the great Pink Book Lessons, some simp prevention. I'm going to take an opportunity to showcase how bad the situation is and what my belief in what is the contributing factors to this cause that has basically destroyed today's dating market.
It's undeniable. Simping is getting worse. OnlyFans revenue has increased almost tenfold to $2.5 billion in just 2 years. This man paid more on OnlyFans than he did on rent last month. This teenager donated $20,000 worth of life savings to Twitch e-girls. These are some shocking numbers, but without being rest assured, it's not just these clowns who have to pay the price. Simping has huge ripple effects on the entire dating market and therefore affects everyone, including you. Boiled down, when a man simps, it undermines your value because as women get accustomed to being treated like queens, their desires from men transforms into preferences, then to expectations, and finally entitlements. And although these examples I've shown are mainly being benefited by a small minority of women at the top with a following, you'll see even at the lower levels, pretty much every average girl is being engulfed with attention, validation, and thirst from an innumerable count of desperate guys. Once more boiled down, the dating market is getting more and more screwed.
This summary encapsulates the very dramatic problem. And if you simps out there are not willing,
shoe program, nigga.
This man's name is Jared Porter, and in December of last year, he was hired as the New York Mets general manager. This was a moment Porter had been waiting almost 2 decades for, since he started working in the wonderful world of sports, and more specifically, Major League Baseball. And he really did start from the bottom of the gutter with some pretty crappy jobs. It would almost be like going from the secretary to the CEO of a company over the course of 18 years. So needless to say, this was a major accomplishment that was only made possible through Porter making quite a few good decisions and in general having a good track record as both a professional and someone who understands the game. But only 1 month after the Mets announced their latest GM, Jared Porter has been fired after dozens of text messages leaked where this guy was trying to get his freak on with a reporter whom he had met back in 2016. This was back when he was the director of all scouts for the New York Mets, and although she's choosing to remain anonymous in fear of public backlash in her home country, here's what we know about her. She was a reporter from Brazil who the Mets hired in 2016, and she barely spoke or understood a lick of English. And I know some of you were saying, well, why would they hire her then? But seeing as baseball is a major sport out in these Spanish countries like Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Brazil, it actually makes a lot of sense that she would be out here in America as a reporter. So that same year, she met Jared Porter at an event in Elevator and the two exchanged phone numbers. Later that night, she received a text from Porter, and the two continued to text back and forth for the next few weeks, despite the fact that she spoke very limited English. Then it all went downhill once the picture started, when he sent a selfie, to which she replied with a selfie of her own. This is when he said, "You're gorgeous. Do you want more of me?" She then replied, "Yes." This is when Porter sent a barrage of photos, including 2 more selfies and a picture of him sitting in front of what looks like a hotel television with a bulge in his back.
The number 5 spot, we got Sid Pharrell. You know what I mean? He a little newer out here in the simping streets, but he outside though. And I don't think women really take him that serious, you know, because he a little, you know. Also, trying to give advice with a lisp is crazy. At the number 4 spot, we got the OG simp himself, the big homie, Derek Jackson. Even though he took his fall from grace, he had the number 1 spot for years. But you know what I mean? He's still outside in these simping streets. He's still influential. At the number 3 spot, we got Chris GQ Perry. This dude level of simping is top notch. Ladies, if you want to go hear some lies and some bullshit about men, go listen to this dude. The only reason he didn't get a higher spot is because he's a married man. I don't even understand how his wife let him do what he do. Mind your business and worry about your wife. At the number 2 spot, we got Ace Metaphor. When I say this man is passionate about his simping, oh my God. The hate on men is out of this world. So ladies, if you want to hear some bullshit from a man about other men, check out Ace Metaphor. He is your guy. And at the number 1 spot, all heads should bow, all knees should bend to the OG, the godfather of simping, Mr. Steve Harvey. This man has literally wrote the book on simping. This man has profited off your pain and still continues to do it to this day. Women run to Steve Harvey to read his books and listen to all the bullshit lies he got to say about men. All the while getting married over and over again, cheating, and y'all continue to believe the bullshit that come out his mouth. The Godfather, Mr. Steve Harvey, the number 1 spot.
Let's do a little stand up. We'll do a little fit check. Okay. Ask everyone to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10.
How dare you?
A fat fucking face. Why you?
But please listen to me and not look at me as being a bad guy. Don't nobody but broke niggas and motherfuckers who got out of jail want a fat bitch.
I'm going to wrap up this video by providing my own analysis of what is the cause for the current crisis with all this simping going on in the community. First of all, I know a big contributor is the lack of social skills for a lot of men and women, but primarily when it comes to the men, if there's no male figure, responsible one, that's in their lives, they're going to miss out on how to cope and understand how to interact with the female gender. Secondly, I must confess that it is ultimately, I've never seen anything to this magnitude until the advent of social media. Social media is a big contributor, as well as entitlement with regards to women, and I mean modern women specifically, because now everyone thinks they're a 10. There's no humility when it comes to women today. It's almost impossible to get them out of their delusion. And that's just for the modern ones. That's not all of them. There's a few outliers, but obviously there's a stark imbalance in the way things were once we got into the 2000s. And lastly, I will close with this. Obviously, you have to get out into the community, out in the public, and engage in activities in order to even get social skills develop. And today, people are so stuck behind devices and computers, this becomes problematic. But I want to hear from you in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this subject matter. How do you propose we implement some type of simp intervention? Or we leave them to their own devices and leave them at the mercy of the women in the community that are going to take advantage of them. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Male Reality Lessons and have a good day.